Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as was the vast majority of crypto and finance. And let's just dive in and let's look at the overall market. So at the time that I'm recording this, it's a little bit earlier on in the day. Before this does go live, we are seeing a big move in the market with a lot of altcoins actually turning red and down 20+%. Which is wild to see. We are starting to see a lot of money kind of pouring out of this market right now. We are still waiting on the last major flush, and it seems as though, hey, could this be it? We don't know, right? We're still waiting on a major move on Bitcoin. We've been targeting 25.3K for a little bit of time. We missed it just slightly, came down to about like 25.5K. But ultimately, the low 23K region is also an area of interest, in my opinion. But I am starting to look at a lot of major players in the space. A lot of, tier one assets, if you will, that have a lot of great utility are the ones I'm majorly looking at currently, which I will be making a video on here soon, talking about those projects, because again, we are starting to see a big area of opportunity around some of these great buy opportunities, because we are seeing these major flushes in the market that are presenting themselves as major buy opportunities. But with that in mind, let's dive in and let's start off with talking about what's happening right now around crypto. Made a video earlier today talking about regulations, talking about some problems happening around Coinbase and Binance, which has been a hot topic right now. But as we look at Coinbase, yes, they still have a lot of these major campaigns talking about why crypto, what's going on around crypto, trying to, give a little bit of an insight on just how important this opportunity is to be at the forefront of this technological evolution that's happening around finance and major other industries as well. What do you see from Coinbase? America faces an enormous opportunity to be the home for the next chapter of financial and technological innovation. Setting clear ground rules will pave the way. Now, listen, I don't ultimately trust Coinbase itself. I think that these campaigns are great for shining a light on the problems around crypto, especially in the US. But, if we look at Coinbase's track record, they're not like the most trustworthy exchange out there. I've talked about this many times on this channel as well. In fact, I've even said almost none of these exchanges, no matter how large, should be trusted. None of them. They are an exchange. That's as simple as it is. An exchange, meaning you exchange your money for crypto and you get it the hell off of these exchanges. But listen closely to this video.
Cryptocurrency, regardless of what you think about it, it's not going anywhere. It can't be uninvented. Most of the world is embracing this technology now to update their financial system. And what I fear is that we're going to be sitting here in 5 or 10 years and we're going to come back to crypto and think about it like we did with 5G or semiconductors and say, wow, now it's a matter of national security that we get it brought back onshore. The future of crypto technology should be built in the US.
So this is a video that I did share in an older video that I made. But when you go to their actual website and you go to this link, this is their public policy page talking about, how crypto is not a financial product, it's a technology. And this is talking about updating the system, updating, the payment settlement times and allowing for instant global payments to be a possibility. Really kind of everything that we've been echoing for so long around what Ripple has been doing. And it's kind of comical, right? Like, because I liked a tweet earlier today where someone was saying, like, this is exactly what Ripple has been saying for so long. And it's even the same around what Coinbase is saying around the SEC now, which is, we came in, we tried to register, we tried to do everything the right way, and, we still are now in a lawsuit. And it's like, this is what Ripple has been dealing with. This is what Ripple has been talking about as well for the last 2.5 years. They've been talking about how big of a problem this is around regulatory issues and the lack of transparency and clarity that there is in America. Yet everyone ignored it for so long and, said XRP's this, XRP's that, and, they spread all this FUD around what Ripple and XRP are and what they're doing with XRP and how XRP's this and that. Like, it's crazy that it took these exchanges and this big operation, if you will, for people to realize, like, hey, maybe Ripple was right. Maybe the XRP holders were right as well. Maybe I should feel bad for the XRP holders that were targeted and essentially hurt by what the SEC did. $15 billion in damages don't lie, right? But what operation am I talking about? Well, I'll talk to you about that here in a second. But first, I want to talk about this CoinDesk article that came out, which is political pressure on U.S. lawmakers to pass sensible crypto legislation becomes stronger every time that the SEC sues another crypto business. And although, yeah, technically I do agree with this, it does beg the question on, will we see any type of action? Because that's what I've been echoing in a lot of my videos, is like the fact that we have a lot of talk, right? We have a lot of talk, which is very cheap. I could come onto my channel every single day and talk to you guys about how, hey, we need to do something about the SEC. We need to do something about the SEC. But really, is that doing anything? No. Until we have some action taken. It could be by Congress. It could be in the Supreme Court. We need something to happen. We can't keep talking about how big of a failure the SEC has been and how Gary Gensler is this, that, whatever. We can't be, talking about it 24/7 without having any action taken. It's wild to me that the SEC and Gary Gensler are still doing what they are doing. Remember, the SEC technically doesn't have any jurisdiction over crypto, but yet they still hold a very large weight to their name. And to me, it just doesn't really make much sense. But as we do look at this, it begs the question on what's really happening here. And going all the way back to March, we talked about it. Operation Choke Point 2.0. Is the US coming for crypto? And at that point, in March, it was true. Crypto was being targeted. We actually do see if FTX was a butterfly flapping its wings in the Amazon rainforest, Operation Choke Point 2.0 is the torrential rain now pouring down over the US crypto industry. Biden's White House, the Federal Reserve, the OCC, the FDIC, and the DOJ, alongside influential members of Congress, are all in cahoots, hell-bent on yoinking crypto's fiat access to suffocate the industry once and for all. And, what's crazy about this is a lot of people thought this was a conspiracy theory. But as we do know today more than ever, a lot of people over on Twitter have been agreeing with what the SEC has been saying and doing. What's wild is that when you go to the exchanges, we know that Binance and Coinbase are being sued. These are two of the largest crypto exchanges in this entire industry. And although, yes, a lot of these exchanges do have issues with, rolling the dice with customer funds and things like that, a lot of these exchanges are the oil that keeps this entire industry moving. What's wild, though, is that you have a lot of influential names around crypto that are saying that, oh, well, I think it's a good thing that Binance and Coinbase are being sued by the SEC. In what world is this a good thing? These exchanges are providing the liquidity for this market. Without these exchanges, where are you going to sell your crypto? Where are you going to buy your crypto? There's decentralized exchanges, but we already know that, for example, on the list, SushiSwap was targeted by the SEC. They got a Wells notice. What makes you think that decentralized exchanges can't be targeted? What makes you think that these decentralized exchanges can't be shut down? To me personally, as we look at what's happening around this space, yes, we are being choked out. We are seeing all of these major names here, the Federal Reserve, the OCC, the FDIC, the DOJ, all of these major names, they're all in cahoots. They're all here targeting this industry from all sides, cutting off the fiat access. And although, yes, there's a lot of people that think that's a conspiracy theory, to me personally, as we do see these exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, etc., being targeted, it's clear that they are trying to cut off the fiat access, right? And the best way to kill this industry is by cutting off on and off ramps to and from crypto. And two of the largest exchanges now in a lawsuit in the US. I know it's the US. I get it. Doesn't really matter too much. The biggest problem that I have with that is that we could see nations moving alongside with what the US is doing. And once we do see that, then it becomes a very large problem. And it becomes a problem that, this industry could very well see a lot of damage from. Now, if we go back to what happened today, or I should say technically yesterday, this was a big deal. This is from Caitlin Long with Custodia Bank. And this is from Johnny Deaton. He's saying, big win. Congrats to Caitlin Long. The Federal Reserve lost its motion to dismiss yesterday. Custodia Bank can move forward with its plausible claims. We win in court. Now, why is this a big deal? Very simple. What do you see over here? Some people are surprised that I would say that the Custodia case is arguably the most important case, considering we have the Ripple and Coinbase case pending. They are all very important, but most people are unaware of Caitlin Long and the Custodia situation. Whether we like it or not, today, crypto companies need banking for on and off ramps. We just witnessed Choke Point 2.0 with SVB, Signature Bank, etc. Look at what Binance US just published. How do you limit or choke off crypto, deny banking relationships? And check this out. The SEC has taken to using extremely aggressive and intimidating tactics in its pursuit of the ideological campaign against the American digital asset industry. Check this post out. Withdrawals, ACH withdrawals. We're seeing banks now blocking withdrawals in terms of ACH, which is your bank transfer and things like that. And we encourage customers to withdraw their USD via bank transfer ACH by June 13th due to elevated volumes and weekend bank closures. ACH withdrawals may take longer than usual to process, e.g. up to several days. We appreciate your patience. And a lot of this is because we are seeing a lot of problems around USD fiat channels being paused. For an example, irrespective of the baseless claims and in light of the Commission's increasingly aggressive tactics, our payment and banking partners have signaled their intent to pause USD fiat channels as early as June 13th, 2023, meaning our ability to accept USD fiat deposits and process USD fiat withdrawals will be impacted. So this is a big deal, right? And once we start to see things like this, yes, Choke Point 2.0 becomes more and more clear. Custodia Bank has a very controversial and revolutionary idea: not engage in fractional banking, maintaining 100 in reserves. When you have reserves, a bank run becomes a non-issue because there would be no fear of not getting all your funds or assets out at any moment. The Federal Reserve doesn't like this revolutionary concept. However, the Fed, ignoring its statutory mandate, arbitrarily denied Custodia Bank a charter. Custodia sued the Fed, and the judge just denied the Fed's motion to dismiss, allowing Custodia to go forward with the discovery. This is very large, and this is big. We need to see this. But also, right, as we really kind of look at what's happening here, we need to fight back. And the best way to fight back is this. So we do see the key to winning the crypto war that the US government has unleashed now is utilization. This is something I've been preaching on this channel for a very long time. Utility tokens, utilization, real world utility is crucial in this space. Why? Because it puts a spotlight on how unique crypto actually is, the technology behind it, and how revolutionary it actually is. Once people see that, then everyone questions, why is crypto being targeted? What's going on here? What's actually happening? But you see, speculation needs to be a sideshow, and utilization needs to become the focus of the crypto community. And once we achieve that, there's no shutting it down. And listen closely to this.
The key to winning the crypto war that the US government has unleashed now is utilization. Speculation needs to be a sideshow, and utilization needs to become the focus of the crypto community. And once we achieve that, there's no shutting it down. The key to winning.
And, that is the truth. Like, very similar to what Coinbase said over here. Like, crypto, there's no getting rid of crypto right now. Listen, this was a market that had $3 trillion in market cap. Today, we're still sitting at about roughly 1.05 trillion, even with this major dip happening. As we look at the future around crypto, I'm very confident that technology will win, like it has in the past. Historically, we know technology is going to be here to stay, especially technology as revolutionary and disruptive as crypto tech. The biggest problem, though, is the lengths at which the traditional system players will go. And, that's something that I do fear. As we look at Choke Point 2.0, this is a big deal. And I think that's something that we still need to put a spotlight on, because I think today, more than ever, they are going hard to try to stop crypto at its source. Now, the big thing is that a lot of people have this misconception around what's actually happening here, which is, are they killing crypto? Are they trying to kill crypto? And the answer to that is no, they're not trying to kill it. They're trying to control it. The biggest problem here is there's a lot of greed tied to crypto, meaning, for an example, Ripple with XRP. They're targeting the traditional banking sector, cutting out intermediaries. Those intermediaries are in control of massive amounts of money, meaning they generate a ton of revenue from you transacting and you actually paying people, we'll say just cross-border, right? So you sending money across border, they make money on that. And it's a very large amount of money per year. And when you disrupt that, well, guess what? You put a target on your back. That's how disruptive crypto actually is. You're cutting out a lot of the greed tied to the traditional payment system. That's why they don't want these companies like Ripple being the ones that are either one, making money, or two, stopping those traditional players from making money. And the big question here is, what are the lengths at which they will go to take control of this entire industry? And as we look at these exchanges, I even said it myself. They want to cut off these exchanges, and they want Wall Street to be the ones that are actually the ones that are giving you your crypto, meaning you will be paying and transacting with Wall Street and the big bankers. They want this money. I mean, look at the 24-hour trading volumes on some of these exchanges. You're talking about almost $10 billion on just Binance. And we know at heightened times, Binance has roughly $20 billion in 24-hour volume. I remember at the height of even 2021, Binance had almost, I think it was like $30-40 billion in trading volume. It was ridiculous. And when you look at some of the other, exchanges here, there's a lot of money tied to these exchanges. And they want to be the ones that are generating a lot of the revenue from these trading volumes. Because again, these exchanges generate a ton of income from those volumes. So if we actually look at why exchanges are being targeted and why ones like FTX got the green light, it's very simple. Utilize it as an example to go after all these other exchanges, and that's what they are doing. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. There's been Nick. Peace out, guys.